What is up? Back here with another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my thoughts and opinions on if tribalism in wrestling or is ruining wrestling, something along those lines. And this one video response, so to speak, to I call his YouTube channel I Enjoy Garfield. Link to the original video and his channel should be down in the description below. But when it comes to tribalism in wrestling and will it ruin it? To a certain extent, I think it will. Not as much as what people claim, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is like wrestling over for 2023, 2024 has been really good for AEW and WWE overall when it comes to the content that they put out on TV. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views, PLEs, Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, whatever the case might be. Not necessarily throwing ROH into that basket just yet. But when it comes to tribalism in wrestling, I think to a certain extent it will ruin wrestling. Not to like the great, it won't impact it worldwide, if that makes sense, like a huge detriment to either promotion in particular. It will hurt it in the fact that somebody who might have watched Will Ospreay versus MJF or watched Blood and Guts, in this case for AEW, really enjoyed it, wanted to talk about it online, and there could be people down there in social media throats saying no, it sucked for X, Y, or Z reasoning. But when it comes to tribalism, I try not to be up one promotion's butt, because no matter what promotion, whether it's the quote-unquote big leagues like WWE or AEW, or if it's like the independents province-wide of Ontario or bigger for the outside of that Ontario indie bubble, there's some good and there's some bad. I personally loved the Will Ospreay MJF match. I was not a fan of the Blood and Guts match for myself personally, but when it comes to tribalism, there's people that are so far up WWE's butt that like apparently made cage match change their criteria or something. I remember that happening after the Ospreay MJF match. But when it comes to them, AEW, like I said, there's faults. I'm not going to deny that, but there's also some really good things. Like I said, they gave a lot of people new jobs that they would not have had otherwise if it were not for them, whether it's wrestlers, referees, ring announcers, people who set up, tear down the ring, the stage, that kind of stuff. People, I don't know what the actual right wording is when it comes to their jobs, people who edit the video package, people who do the sound, the lighting, that kind of stuff. They would be not necessarily out of a job, but they wouldn't be getting money from pro wrestling like what I assume they are right now. And WWE, there's some stuff that I would change there. 3 hours of Raw, no thank you, kind of deal. And a little bit more matches on pay-per-views, yeah, yes please, kind of deal. But when it comes to tribalism, they're so annoying that I kind of personally tune them out. But I've also been talking about wrestling online in some way, shape, or form on and off for over 10 years. So I personally am new or used to it. When it comes to a new person watching wrestling either for the first time or first time in 20 plus years, seeing fans being a bee with an itch towards one promotion when it really doesn't matter, in a way, I can see why it would turn them off from talking about wrestling online and potentially maybe going bigger picture, going to events. So is it ruining wrestling on the small scale of social media? Yes. On the big scale of people going to events, I have no idea personally, but I feel like I rambled on, and again, I Enjoy Garfield really summed it up well for myself personally, that I just wanted to do a video response. But yeah, that's it for this one. Let me know your thoughts are on tribalism in wrestling, in particularly when it comes to social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, here on YouTube, other social media platforms? Would love to know down in the comments below.